Superfans.
Take me out. It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
He threw him out of the ball game. You gotta be raping me. What in the hell are you doing?
You are listening to
Superfans.
Sports Spiel. Here are dem boys, Luke and Nick.
What is going on, guys? The Superfans Sports Spiel is back. Episode 3 of Season 2. Nick, what's going on?
I'm doing pretty well. Glad we're doing this 3 weeks in a row. Hopefully we keep the schedule going.
Yeah, every Monday, guys. It's been 3 weeks now, as Nick said. I'm glad we're on schedule, and I'm glad we're sticking with it. Today, I did a very special interview with a very special player. That is Xavier Scruggs, former Major League Baseball player and KBO player. It was an awesome interview. Xavier's an awesome guy. He's doing a lot of stuff after his career with baseball, and you're gonna hear it. But we talked a lot about his Major League career, some interesting stories, some things you wouldn't really necessarily know about Major League guys and what their experiences are like. And we also talked a lot about how MLB can work on growing the game and growing the audience and appealing to younger and just a larger audience. So that was pretty awesome, especially when he was asking towards the end of the interview, he started asking me questions on how he could help to expand the game, which is pretty awesome when you have a major leaguer asking you questions of like for advice and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. Nick couldn't be a part of it. Nick was busy doing he had basketball practice, and Xavier could only do it at a certain time. So that's whatever. We'll get Nick in on the next interview, hopefully. But Nick, you watched the interview, or you watched it. What did you think of it? Pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good interview. Him kind of giving like the player side to MLB and like marketing, and then you kind of gave him like more of a younger audience from like the TikTok standpoint. And he was interested in trying to learn that part of it, and you were trying to learn like the MLB player side of it. So it was kind of interesting to see the two different worlds. Yeah,
and some background on Xavier. He played in the major leagues for 3 years, played 2 with the Cardinals, 1 with the Miami Marlins. And another thing I thought was really interesting, he didn't have the most amazing MLB career, but then he went over, played 2 years in the KBO, and he was absolutely insane. Had like 60 bombs in his 2-year career. His first year he had like an OPS of over 900. Second year was like just below 900. So it's just absolutely insane. That just shows you like the skill gap between guys in the major leagues and then the guys who are just like in the KBO, you know, like how just crazy the pitching is and hitting and all that. Just major league players, you know, you watch them just straight look at 3 pitches right down the middle. You're like, what are these guys doing? Like, I could go out there and give a better effort. And then, you know, you see guys like Xavier go out to the KBO after not having the most insane career, just absolutely balling in the KBO. So anyways, we'll get to that in a second. I just want to talk to you guys about an app called Clubhouse. So it's basically what Clubhouse is. It's like a live podcast. And as you're listening, right, you can be like invited on the stage to talk with the people who are doing the podcast. So right now I'm on there, Nick's on there, just a bunch of the MLB baseball TikToker guys are on there. We're trying to build the baseball community over there. We got MLB updates, Mets RSL, Philly Cold, Jack the Yankees fan, Say Hey Angel, Zoomer Sports. We got some other guys on there, Dan Schmall, Raymond's girlfriend. We're all coming together there, and it's been really cool. The only unfortunate part about it right now is that it's an invite-only app. You can only be on if you're invited by a friend who has the app, and you get 2 invites as soon as you get the app. But yeah, if you guys know a friend who has it, get on the app. Come and talk with us. We're usually on there every night talking baseball, talking just nonsense. You know, it's really funny. And you guys, you'll get to know us better. And I think that's really cool. We really want to connect with you guys and get to know you guys as well. And it's been crazy because, you know, I've always known all these guys from their TikToks and we've been in group chats and stuff. But now I like Nick can relate to this as well. Like I'm starting to like really know them, and it's just been really cool. And I think down the road, I think we're gonna all be friends and keep on working and making content together. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, from the few nights that we've done it so far, it's been really enjoyable. Just starting to get to know these guys more than just their baseball videos or whatever videos they're making, and trying to get them starting to know like themselves outside of TikTok. And I think this app will be even better for the fans when the baseball season is going on, because they'll be able to see our reactions to like the game the prior night, and just like what we're thinking of the MLB season, how our teams are doing. So it'll be cool to, if you're a fan of us or any of the other guys, just to see our live reaction on like a podcasting system.
Yeah, 100%. When the MLB season gets rolling, I think we're gonna be very active on there, and you're gonna get all of our live reactions, our thoughts. You can even ask us questions. You can pipe in and say whatever you want. Yeah, it's just an awesome app. It's very small right now, but I think it's gonna blow up soon. Obviously, it's still invite only, and the reason it's invite only is because the servers are pretty like not that great right now, and once there's too many people on the app, it just crashes. You're gonna notice that very quickly. But yeah, if you guys can get on there, follow me. I'm at Superfan Luke. You'll find Nick as soon as you follow me is on there as well. You'll find all the guys. And yeah, if you have invites, invite your friends who are into baseball, because we're building the baseball community over there. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty epic. Other social medias you should go follow. Obviously, go follow our TikTok at superfans.sports. Content's been doing great over there. My Twitter is at superfanluke. Usually we include a segment into our podcast, just reacting to tweets. This episode, this week we didn't do that just because this interview that I did with Xavier Scruggs was so awesome. I think that interview alone was just good enough to be a podcast. So you guys are gonna listen to that pretty soon. And yeah, it was so awesome. I can't even describe to you guys. So once again, thank you again to Xavier. He's such an awesome guy. And then our Instagram is at superfans.sports. Nick, you got anything else to say before we send it off to the interview?
No, I think this is a great interview. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. Once again, right before we get in, thank you so much to Xavier. I feel like a broken record at this point, but it was such a great interview. Just got to talk about so many cool things, and he's doing so many cool things outside of or after his baseball career. And I hope I get to work with him in the future, and maybe he comes back on the podcast if there's something else comes up. So without further ado, here's my interview with Xavier Scruggs. All right, guys. Today I'm joined by Xavier Scruggs, former Major League Baseball player. Xavier, how's your day going so far?
Hey, everything's going good today, man. I can't complain. Just got done with a little workout, so feeling good, ready to go.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know you're a busy guy. I see the things you're doing after your career, so it's pretty cool.
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Even if you got all that Cubs stuff in the background, I'm still happy to be on here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we're just baseball guys, even though you're a Cardinals guy. So
Yeah, you're right. It's all good.
all right. So the first question I got for you is, what was your favorite thing about being a professional baseball player?
My favorite thing about being a professional baseball player is probably just kind of like the relationships you build with a lot of the guys that you play with. You think about it, I've been playing since I was like 4 years old. So since all the way up until now, I've developed so many different relationships with guys from all over the world. Not too many other people can say that. So having that opportunity to do that has been really cool. And having the opportunity to go to these different places, whether it be in the States or whether it be Dominican, Colombia, Mexico, Korea. Baseball has brought me all over the world, and it's been really cool to see and just experience.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a pretty good transition into my next question, which was, you've played in many different leagues like the MLB, the KBO, the Mexican League, Dominican Winter League. Which was your favorite to play in?
Yeah, my favorite to play in as far as outside of the States had to be Korea. It was just an amazing opportunity. I was there for 2 years on a very good team, the NC Dinos, based in Changwon, Korea. Got an opportunity to explore a country that I would probably never go to unless I had the opportunity to play baseball there. So Going over there, I went over there with my wife. She had an amazing time. Our first-born son, we had our first son was born there in Korea. So it just kind of tells you how comfortable we were there, and just an amazing culture to be a part of. Very respectful, and they took me in like family, man.
Yeah, and I saw your TikTok today explaining the story of how you had to convince your wife to make the move to Korea. So yeah, I can only imagine how hard of a decision that can be if you don't really like know what it's about over there.
Yeah, exactly. That was the thing, is I didn't really know what it was about. So when she kind of declined at first, I totally understood, because I had to do my own research and figure out, okay, what am I getting myself into? But luckily I had some people that I knew that went over there. Eric Thames, especially, I played a lot against him growing up. And he was on the same team that I was going to. So I talked to him and figure out how it was over there. He had nothing but good things to say. And eventually was able to talk my wife into going over there and us doing it together. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question I have is, during your time in the majors, who was your favorite teammate?
My favorite teammate in the majors, man, that's a tough one, because, I came up with so many good guys. Like I came up with Colton Wong, Randall Grichuk, Tommy Pham, Michael Waka, Greg Garcia, so many good guys that I came up with. But the guys that I didn't come up with that I felt like were great were Yadi Molina, Adam Wainwright, Matt Holliday. Matt Holliday was somebody that, when I came up to the big leagues, he would quietly buy my dinners or my breakfast while we're on the road. And I didn't even know who it was at first. They would just tell me, the people at the hotels would say, hey, your breakfast was paid for. And I'm like, by who? Who already paid for my stuff? And then when there was one day, the lady, one of the waitresses pointed, and it was Holiday. And I was just like, man, that's awesome. He's been doing that. So, guys like that kind of define good teammates. It's not just necessarily on the field, but like off the field stuff.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like to be kind of like spending a lot of time in the minors, and then as soon as you take like the step to the major leagues, it's just completely different. It's like it's more luxurious, and the minors is anything but luxurious.
Definitely. Oh, another one of my boys, Jason Hayward. He was big time. He's been my boy for a while. And when I got up to the second year in the big leagues with the Cardinals, while he was with the Cardinals, he was somebody that kind of took me under his wing, like always helping me out and stuff like that. Even though I'm older than him, he had been there longer, so it was cool.
Yeah, Jay's been in the league since he was like 20. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time. He's definitely one of the good ones.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of people do not like him, especially Cubs fans, because of his contract. But he's gotten better every year. So I respect.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting more power in his game. He's always going to be defensively solid. So somebody that's a really good dude. Somebody that I worked out with, who I didn't really play with too, is another one of your Cubs from before, Kyle Schwarber. Somebody I work out with here in Tampa. Really good dude. We kind of always pushed each other during the off season. So another good guy.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. More of a general question, but what was your favorite experience or story that you had from your baseball career?
Yeah, my favorite experience from my baseball career probably has to be my first home run. I was with the Miami Marlins. Just the opportunity, like I hit so many home runs in the minor leagues, and it was like I couldn't hit a home run in the big leagues for some reason. And finally it happened after quite a few at bats. And it was like a surreal moment. I had Ichiro was on the bases. He had just doubled before me. And then, at the time, Mattingly, the manager still, but had Barry Bonds was my hitting coach. Lenny Harris was the third base coach. Perry Hill, the first base coach, who's with the Mariners now. But just a surreal group of coaches that I was able to go around first base, dapped up Perry Hill, and then third base, Lenny Harris, and then come home, Ichiro, two hands, and then hug from Barry Bonds and Mattingly. So it's just like a surreal feeling. Frank Menachino was another hitting coach, who's the hitting coach, I think, for the White Sox now. So Just a great group of guys. And then hearing like D Gordon screaming while I'm running around the bases was a great feeling. It just reminds you like how much you work so hard for a specific moment.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that that you had so many like legends and notable people that were with you in that moment. So that's pretty crazy.
Definitely.
The Marlins have had a lot of guys in their organization that are just like Barry Bonds, Christian Yelich, Stanton, Marcell Ozuna, JT Realmuto, and I mean, yeah. Next question I got here is, now that you're retired, what are you doing to stay in the game?
Yeah, now that I'm retired, I've been trying to do as much media as I can as possible. Working for ESPN, I'll be doing some college baseball here soon. So just trying to stay like, being able to talk about the game. Like it's a game I played for so long. Just so to be able to talk about it and give my perspective has been an amazing opportunity. It's something that I could never dream of, even while I was playing the game. I never knew I would have these opportunities. So I'm taking full advantage of them. I also started a business called Extraordinary Athletes. We consult and coach athletes and teams. How athletes can use their platforms, whether that be social media, whether that be getting into business, whatever we can help them with. Especially today, now diversity initiatives is huge. So we're doing that. So it's been cool during this transition. I've been able to learn a lot about myself and kind of build some things.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I know you're working with MLB Network Radio, correct? What do you do there exactly?
Yeah, MLB Network Radio. I'll do Monday nights. I do a show called Round Trip, and we it's on Sirius XM. We kind of talk about, for now, we've been talking about like the hot stove heating up, and then now we'll talk more about getting into spring training, and then also for MLB.com, I'll do their first player-to-player podcast here pretty soon. We've already had a couple of guys, but it'll be something that's released, I think, in the beginning of April. So it'll be like a good way for fans and even people that aren't necessarily fans of baseball to still get an inside look of some of these players. So I think that's something that's going to be pretty cool to watch out for.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll have to check it out for sure.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I got one last question for you. What do you think baseball should do in order to appeal to a younger and larger audience?
Yeah, I think baseball just needs to get with the times. Like, we're talking about a generation that their attention span is so quick. So whether it be TikTok, whether it be Instagram, whether it be video games, they have to appeal to that generation. And I think they have to understand, really dive into that generation and figure out, okay, what do they like? What do they really like to see? What do they like to write about? What do they like to read? So I think there's so many things that we can kind of dive into. But first and foremost is like the social media aspect has to get better. Like we can't expect young generation to watch a 3-hour baseball game. So we have to figure out a way to break it down for them, whether that be changing some of the things inside the game or changing the way that we present the game to viewers. We have to start there and just make it more fun too. Like baseball is such an old school sport. I think it's been hard to kind of change the ways for a while, but I think that we're starting to see like when we make the right changes, good things are starting to happen. So if that even answers your question, that's kind of where I think we should start.
Yeah, 100%. That's an awesome answer. And going back to TikTok, because I'm on TikTok, I have quite a few followers over there, and I actually found you on TikTok. I think that is where you really got to hammer it down. Like, I know MLB has a TikTok account, but like just as much content as you can, maybe, you just got to connect with the fans and get them into it and interact with them. So
Yeah, that's good. I agree, and I'm still trying to learn, especially about TikTok and stuff. Well, let me ask you, what do you think? Like, let's direct it to me. What do you think that I should be doing? Because if you see my TikTok, I've only thrown like 10 on there. I just really started. So if I could be somebody that's trying to attract a baseball crowd, a younger generation, what should I be doing?
yeah, I think because you do like story videos where you tell like stories about your career, like your first home run, the one I saw today of how you had to convince your wife to go to Korea with you. I just think it's all good stuff. I make all sorts of sports content, and TikTok is honestly kind of a tricky app. Like you'll have some videos that'll blow up, get 1 million views, then you'll have videos that don't get any views. So it's kind of just, you kind of just have to figure out like what's good for your account. And after a few posts, you'll understand. But doing those story times, getting like letting people know like what really happens in like what happens behind the scenes in like a player's life and their story. I think that's really cool. Also another thing which TikTok doesn't really, I wish they would update this because their live feature isn't very good, but lives are always good to connect with the fans and talk with them. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good, man. Yeah. Any tips I can get, I'm gonna definitely work on it. So
yeah,
appreciate
for sure.
you.
Yeah, no problem. And I think the players just getting on the social medias and TikTok and just being cool and appealing to the younger fans. I think that's how it's gonna work. Trevor Bauer obviously does a lot of that with his Momentum company, his vlogs, and that was really cool to see this year. But yeah, I'm all for making the game new and just appealing to the younger fans.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's funny that you said, like, if we could get as many guys as are on Instagram, on TikTok and stuff like that, given the behind the scenes, I think that would be a great starting point, right?
Yeah. Instagram, it's kind of tricky on Instagram because it's just like you kind of just post a picture like, oh, I hit a home run tonight. Here's a picture of that, but there's not as much like I think what you're doing is really good, telling the story, just letting people see your personality. That's what the fans really want to see. They want to see the personality.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate because, I hate to, because I know they're all busy and they're all just doing their job. They're just being baseball players, but you would like to see some of the guys on the bigger stage, like step up and be on social media and be active and promote the game.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's tough because, you're trying to stay focused on what you need to do on the field, but at the same time, it's like, you have to remember as a player, I try to tell players this too all the time, is like, you only have a small window to capitalize on your opportunity for your platform. So if that means using every single social media to help you, those things are going to help boost you after your career. So it's only going to help your engagement. So I think that's a great point, man.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, baseball is a sport where it could be over your career could be over in a blink of the eye. So, if you're just kind of going through the motions, just kind of, you don't really like build an audience, build a social media, then, could just come and go.
Right. You're right, man. I've learned that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, that's all I have for you. You got anything else to say?
No, man, appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah.
It's anytime I can jump on, and kind of give a little bit of my story and learn about somebody else's, man. It's always fun. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on because I know you're doing all this stuff and it's awesome. And yeah, I think this interview was really cool. It was awesome. So thank you so much.
Nice, man. No problem.
All right. See you, bro.
Take it easy.
Okay, I'm back here with Nick. Yeah, that was a pretty awesome interview. I hope you guys think so as well. Once again, I have to say thank you so much to Xavier. It was so awesome. I was just, even after the interview, I was on my Snapchat story. I was telling everybody, like, it was just so awesome. And yeah, thank you so much to Xavier. Can't thank him enough, really. Anyways, guys, that's it for this week's episode. We'll be back next Monday, as always. Once again, go follow our TikTok at superfans.sports. My Twitter's at superfanluke. Go hit it with the follow so you can be a part of next week's episode of the podcast. Go follow Nick's Twitter at superfans_Nick. Then our Instagram is at superfans.sports. Go follow that. And oh yeah, Clubhouse. Once again, guys, if you guys can get on Clubhouse, go hit me with the follow at superfanluke. And we're pretty much on there all night. I'm pretty sure after this podcast, we're going to go hop on there and talk it up with the boys because it's so cool. It's so fun. I love connecting with the boys. So I can't wait to connect with the fans. So, Nick, you got anything else to say?
No, I think it was a great another episode. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, I guess also hit the subscribe button. And see you guys next Monday. Thanks.
Superfans.